Battle control initialized.
Hello there, comrades and cannon fodder. It's Dvoid here. I've got a 1v1 multiplayer on Agita. It's the recent version, so it's got the the new refineries and stuff, because they adjusted the refineries so that they wouldn't cause units to get like road blocked and traffic jammed next to them, and they altered the refineries by having them with a smaller footprint, which is like 3x3 sort of size, without the little cell at the top, and so they take up less space. Plus you can move through some of the squares, some parts of a refinery you can move through. That's how you can hide an engineer behind an enemy refinery when he's capturing it. You can kind of fit them inside it because they're designed to move through them in the same way that you can move over a service depot. It's so that units don't get traffic jams and things. But we're in the oil capture phase. Let's see, I went for usual build order, but on this map, this is a 2-mine patch, so getting this mined quickly isn't a bad idea, but because of the positioning, to get buildings built quickly, it's an odd placement for the refineries on this side. And then you need the other buildings to make your build reach go, so you can place your third refinery here. So you need to place your next structures like this, like I just did, so your build reach can get to this next ore patch. It also has 2 mines, so it will regrow, at a nice pace once it's been harvested. But this rifle guard spotted the enemy on the move, so my engineer's running for his life. Let's see if it was close. And I noticed these guys couldn't come to his rescue, but the enemy didn't try and catch my engineer here. We're both producing building war factories, but I saw these guys on the move, so I pressed stop as soon as my view range from this oil derrick saw them. I got all but one. Their engineers still left there. It's worth having a look, but I don't expect that, to be fair. It's always worth looking for. But your war factory, especially on this map where there's odd placement, he's done okay with his refinery placement. It's not too bad. It's only a couple of a cell or two away. But the war factory being placed here would mean that your newly built ore trucks roll straight out of the war factory onto the ore patch, which does, help you earn that little bit of extra cash for the early game. It's always worth doing. It will make the difference in a competitive game if you send your ore trucks to the closest point and things when you get chance, and make sure, like my war factory, I had to use it to extend my build reach, but at least it's close to the second ore patch. So now these 2 first refineries have mined most of this. My war factory can help the third refinery mine this quickly by getting 3 ore trucks onto that patch. I've actually sent one of my first ore trucks over there as well. Now I've got 3 ore trucks on that patch straight away because of that. I've got some rifles going on a scouting mission. They're just moving through the base. They're not on attack move. The enemy's doing a bit of scouting as well. I've just got my service depot. Let's check the enemy's progress. He's building barracks. Now, I've only got 1, and so's he at this point, but my old build order used to build a power plant and a couple of barracks before my service depot. But that was when I was building 3 ore trucks. Now I build 2, and it's timed perfectly, so I can start building my MCV as soon as I have the capability. The last ore truck rolls out, the second one, just after the service depot is placed, if you time it right. But here's an attack, and I was just about to move out, and I saw the rockets were arriving over here, so I tried to target them. He looks like he's hesitating. Yeah. let's see what my scouts revealed a little bit. And I've still got a rifleman either side. Yeah, my army value's moving ahead. He's got his service depot and built up 3 barracks. I've got 4. You see, it's a build order that works. You get 4 barracks, you get to expand early. It's a decent build order, this one I use. It's the standard one. And I've moved, excuse me, I've moved 1 MCV, my second MCV, I've moved here to expand. And I thought I'd take a central expansion. One closer to the centre of the map rather than sticking to the outside of the map and being safe. But I sent my home base MCV straight out. I just didn't feel like I was under threat. So I felt free to do that, put it that way. My opponent's moving out an MCV, but it's not escorted at all, which is not a good sign. And his army is, that's it, he's kind of stopped spending. I think he's probably run out of money. Yeah, we both have. But he's in a bad way. Got 1 oil derrick each still. He's starting to churn out medium tanks. He's got an expansion. 4 ore trucks to my 7 though, that's not good. You're just always going to fall behind if you don't have at least 6 by the time you expand, at least. You know, you're going to fall behind constantly. 8,000 army value. 9,000 army value to my opponent. 15,000 to me. I've set up a refinery here. I didn't bother to defend it. Like I say, I didn't feel under threat. And I've set this one up here. But I'm placing barracks to secure the area rather than mining it. Here we go, some units engaging. He did put his tank up front, that's a good sign. But this is my APC, and now I've got tanks, so I need to kind of... he should stop screening and be saved for other purposes. And he's scouting ahead, seeing what's going on. This is my viewpoint, look. And I bump into the enemy straight away there, but this force is free to strike. And I just get the APC out of there, look, just in time. But I was worried about this battle when I saw all these units turning up. This tank couldn't hold them forever. Very nice. I didn't have enough rockets in that group either, but he won that engagement, that was good. And now this force is attacking here, and I know I'm free to attack. I've got 2 ore trucks taken out already, and I want to knock him into low power straight away. I think I just selected a group of, a selection of structures, look, in shift command. And we've got 9,000 to 20,000 now, so I'm sound for an army. Now, I targeted that and I thought, I don't want to throw away this army like I did in a previous post, so I'll save what units I can and then try and cause a distraction on the other side. But this guy has come back sooner than I expected. He has made some repairs by the looks of it, but I saw him at this point and thought, oh, look, I've recalled him too soon. But these units, there's plenty there, they escaped. And now the enemy's responding to this. He's got a 10,000 army, 10,000 value army to my 16. Now I know his force is too strong for what I've got here, so I know I've got to get out of there. And 4 heavy tanks, I can escape. And I thought while I'm doing it, I'll check what's going on, see if he's got an expansion. And he actually did have, but I'm attacking here now. Targeting his power first. He's not in low, he should be in low power soon. No, very nice. He will be with this one. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, I saw this expansion, took out an ore truck and continued running. And he's got an expansion here, which I didn't know about, but he's called it GG, because you can't keep responding and reacting to what I'm doing. You see, these guys have led this army, you know, across the field here. These units followed these guys, so leaving these free to act because of the amount of units I had more than my opponent. But it looks like I've just gone into low power for some reason. Was it because I placed this, perhaps? Or maybe I continued placing defences until I fell into low power. But yeah, he was right to call it. It wasn't over at that point, but he was right to call it because, you know, he was just reacting, and all he could have done was go back to the base to respond to this, and then these would have turned up. I could have killed a lot of his units piecemeal as they arrive, and these guys would still not have been dealt with anyway. They would have carried on and attacked this expansion, which he probably thought of and knew that would happen. So he called it right. That's fair. And it was an alright game. Considering the situation, I thought, you know, I was expanding quickly and not taking much care for defence. And I didn't think I had to. But at one point, I was a bit worried when he could have wiped out this army here and he won this engagement over here. So it was, at one point, there was a bit of concern and I could have messed it up. But luckily I held it together, and the hit and run attacks, enough of these units that attacked here, enough of them escaped after I destroyed his construction yard. Enough of them escaped and they moved up here this way, and then now they've attacked here and took out those power plants. So enough of these units survived to do damage later and finish the game, and the same with this engagement. Enough of them survived to, you know, clean up that ore truck as they fled. So that expansion wasn't earning anymore, and they would have reached this expansion. So units that had lost engagements or had to retreat, they were being used again. So, you know, my opponent was just at a disadvantage in army size. Look at that. He did have a larger army. Oh. But that was just before 5 minutes. So okay, but that's fair enough. But then after the engagement started, look, he's lost units and never caught up. But it was an alright scrap. That was okay. His earnings were alright, but he didn't expand quick enough. He did eventually. That was alright, but I took a lot of control of a lot of the map on this side. So he couldn't afford to lose this. Right, there's the earnings graph. Mine's a bit up and down, but it often is. There's my finishing army. Just, you know, it's okay. I've got my engineer and my APC left. This is useful down here, this hospital. It gives you a bit of view range to keep an eye on this area here. And it helps. You can use it to help defend the area. Units here can help benefit from the view range and stuff in certain situations, so it's useful to take the hospital, especially if you're Soviets, because it's healing for your infantry. But it's still useful for allies because you get the view range from it. It's always useful, a little bit of view range from any neutral structures. Always worth taking. Support powers, no chance. Production, I'm still building. It looks like I've got another war factory. No, it's a barracks underway. Barrack spam. There's the economy tab. 66 to 45,000 in earnings. 49 to 69,000 spent. There's basics. I'm at 25 actions per minute. But there you go. There's all the stats and graphs. There's basic game for you. I thought I'd get that one posted. A few examples of a hit and run. So thank you for now. Take care, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that brief game. And for now, goodbye.
Battle control terminated.